Hi, I'm Taragápe, musician, educator, and integration coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about my purpose and mission statement regarding integration coaching. But first, what is integration? Well, integration can be applied to many aspects of life, but generally speaking, periodically during our lives, we experience something that is truly profound and well beyond the norm of our day to day. And these experiences could be something like the death of a family, a near-death experience, a profound dream, a heightened sexual awakening. Most relevant to this video, it revolves around earth medicine experiences, or what's commonly known as plant medicines, things like psilocybin mushrooms and ayahuasca, natural experiences that can bring on a transcendental and mystical, profound experience. And if we go into these experiences without support, in the midst of them, we might feel a sense of everything making sense, big epiphanies and realizations. And we might feel like we have all the answers in those moments. But just as a dream, these experiences fade. And if we don't cultivate practices to bring them into our day-to-day life, then they can actually go away and we can forget about them altogether. And even worse, it can leave us with a feeling of something's missing. It can cause a downswing in our experience. So my job as an integration coach is to provide a container and support for you to go through experiences like this and bring back and cultivate practices of remembrance into your day-to-day life so that it can be of best benefit to you. You can also think of integration as the opposite of disintegration. We all know what disintegration looks like. It's when something falls completely apart and dissolves. Well, when we're blown wide open from a profound experience, it's like gathering all of those pieces of ourself and bringing them back together and forming better relationships with them as we rebuild ourselves. So there are many aspects of my purpose and mission regarding integration coaching, but it can really be distilled down into three elements that triangulate. You have transmutation, self-love, and with a guiding force of nature. Transmutation comes from the archaic practice of alchemy, which is the precursor to chemistry. And basically these alchemists would rearrange these molecules to create things like gold. They would take base materials and turn them into something more precious. And this is what we are attempting to do in our lives through transmutation. There's a lot of talk about transformational coaches. I am not a transformational coach. I am a transmutational coach, because true transmutation comes from a deep honoring of everything that you've been given and everything that you already have, so that you can rearrange it, create better relationships with it, and have an efficient use of that energy moving forward. Transmutation is sort of the masculine aspect of the triangle. It's the action-oriented. It's the do. On the other side of the triangle, we have self-love, which is more of the reflective, the receptive, the feminine. Self-love is one of the most important practices that we can cultivate in our lives. Everything that we do, how we show up in the world, how we interact with others, how we see the world, all comes through the filter of self-love. And self-love does not come easy. We don't just jump to self-love. Self-love begins with self-awareness and self-acknowledgement. We first just look at the reality of our lives, the reality of us, just gathering information, witnessing and acknowledging ourselves. And after we do that, we lean into self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is taking that awareness of ourselves and being okay with it, being okay with where we are right now, right in this moment. Everything we've done, everything that's happened to us, what we've been born into, even our ancestry, we accept it for where we are. And we create a pivot point so we can move toward self-love. Self-love is actually cultivating our relationship with ourselves. It's taking care of our body. It's taking care of our mind. It's taking care of the essence of our being and finding the best aspects of ourselves and moving them to the forefront while not dismissing the aspects that we need to work on, but rather acknowledging them, accepting them, and learning to love them so that they can transmute and become something greater. Sometimes the best lessons in our lives come from facing our deepest challenges and our deepest wounds. And at the top of our triangle, we have a guiding force of nature. We are essentially nature. We are of this earth, we are of this sun, we are of nature. And all of the patterns of nature that we see in the world, in our atoms, in our solar system, they are intrinsically a part of us. And when we work with earth medicines, it gives us an opportunity to realign ourselves to the natural cycles of this planet, of our solar system. And once we find more of an alignment with the natural cycles, you would be so amazed at how the energy just flows through your body more. It flows in your life more. Think Wu Wei. Wu Wei is the Taoist principle of not forcing, allowance, being in the flow. Think of being in a river. When you're in Wu Wei, you are allowing yourself to float down the river. You're not digging your heels in and trying to stand. You're not swimming against the current. And when we have these earth medicine experiences, it allows us to intrinsically feel what it's like to be in the flow with the current of nature and with the flow of the current of our body. And we work to cultivate that and integrate that into our day-to-day lives by creating practices that are relevant to you around that, so that it always leads you back to self-love through transmutation. So there are so many more aspects of my purpose and my mission regarding integration coaching, but these are the three main elements. And if you want to go deeper and dive more into that, there are more videos. But there is one other thing I'd want to mention that is truly a part of my mission moving forward in all aspects of my life. And that is authenticity and vulnerability. It is my job to create a safe container so that when we work together, you can be as authentic as possible. I can be as authentic as possible. We can both be vulnerable in this space, in a truly safe container, so that we can really do the work and the play so that true transmutation can happen. Thank you for watching, and blessings on your integration.